June is right around the corner, and that, in my opinion, is the month of 2019 where the Switch really kicks off for the year, because we've got Super Mario Maker 2 coming out, and then from there, for the rest of the year, we just have release after release after release. It's going to be insane. But what about May? Well, today I'm here to tell you about 18 games coming out in May that I think deserve your attention. And there's some pretty good stuff that I'm excited about, and I hope that you all will be excited as well. So be sure and hit that subscribe button so that you can join the Retro Wolf family. And let's take a look at 18 games coming out in May for the Nintendo Switch that I think deserve your attention. First up, on May 1st, we have Tabletop Racing World Tour Nitro Edition. This game is going to be available digitally for $29.99, but you will be able to pre-purchase it as of this recording for $23.99. So if you want to get this game early, save $6, I recommend going ahead and doing so. This actually looks like a very fun racing game in the same vein as Mario Kart, but it's technically not a kart racer. You race in miniature cars on tabletop racetracks, but the racing is similar to kart racers in that you get power-ups that you can use to help you win the race. The game features 32 tracks in 8 different themes, 16 upgradable race cars, over 180 race events with over 25 hours of gameplay, 14 power-ups which consist of 8 weapons and 6 other power-ups, 9 game modes, 2-player split screen, and 8-player online. You will be able to hit the racetracks in Tabletop Racing World Tour Nitro Edition when it releases on May 1st. Next up on May 2nd, we've got Venture Kid coming out digitally for $10. Venture Kid has gorgeous 8-bit retro pixel art graphics and looks like a side-scroller that is heavily inspired by Mega Man. I'm going to read to you a little statement from Nintendo.com about the game. Venture Kid is an action-packed platformer that will keep surprising you with inventive level design, highly entertaining action challenges, responsive controls, and a great variety of bosses. So this game features 9 levels, each with a boss at the end. There's a survival mode and a boss rush mode that is exclusive to the Nintendo Switch. The game features awesome chiptune soundtrack. You will acquire 8 power-ups throughout your quest. It supports the Pro Controller, and to me this game just looks really cool. As you all know, I'm a fan of 2D side-scrolling platformers, especially the ones that have that old school retro aesthetic. You'll be able to venture into this platforming adventure when it releases on May 2nd. Also on May 2nd is a very strange but looks like a very fun game, and that's Duck Game. I recently discovered the sheer addictive fun of 2D multiplayer games when I played Towerfall Ascension, and this type of game is an absolute blast if done correctly. Duck Game looks like a stupid and ridiculous blast of a game. Duck Game is a side-scrolling multiplayer battle game that can be played with up to 4 players locally, online, or local wireless. Duck Game also features a single-player challenge mode, a ton of levels and weapons which include new levels for the Switch. A little statement from Nintendo.com. The only competitive game on Nintendo Switch with quacking. I got a kick out of that statement. You will be able to battle it out as ducks with a crazy number of weapons when Duck Game releases on May 2nd. Also releasing on May 2nd is a game that you are all going to want to keep your eye on. It's called Giga Record Alt. It's going to be releasing digitally for $24.99, or you can get it physically through limitedrungames.com for $39.99 up until May 10th, 2019. That's the cutoff date for the pre-order. So if you want to get a physical copy of this, if you're a collector, go to limitedrungames.com and do that, and I highly recommend it, and you're going to understand why in just a moment. Giga Record Alt is a 2D platforming adventure game with intense combat action and physics puzzles. Giga Record Alt is a new game developed by Game Freak, who is the developer behind the Pokemon series. When you destroy robots in this game, you turn the debris into a tool you can use for weapons and puzzle solving to help you traverse the environments and defeat epic bosses. As you progress in the game, you acquire experience and weapon blueprints, as well as upgrade a skill tree. This looks like a truly unique game, and the fact that Game Freak is the developer has my attention big time. You will be able to experience this new game from Game Freak when it releases on May 2nd. Yet another game on May 2nd is a game called Black Paradox, which is going to be releasing digitally for $14.99. Here's some information from Nintendo.com. Black Paradox is a fast-paced roguelike shoot-'em-up. Unleash an arsenal of weapons, power-ups, drones, and other upgrades to survive waves of enemies against a backdrop of vibrant pixel art and synthwave soundtrack. Black Paradox features 20 weapons, 37 power-ups, 13 drones, and 8 power-up combos. There are 62 unique enemies to fight, 15 difficult bosses, stats to upgrade, and powers to unlock, an unlockable boss rush mode. Black Paradox to me looks like a really cool horizontal shoot 'em up inspired by 80s science fiction movies. You will be able to blast your way through Black Paradox when it releases on May 2nd. Next up on May 3rd is a game called Hellmut, the Badass from Hell, and it will be releasing digitally for $29.99. This game looks like an even more insane version of Enter the Gungeon. It is an intense and fast twin-stick dungeon crawler with insane guns and transformations as you battle crazy bosses and demonic hordes. Everything in the game is randomly generated, and each time you complete the game you unlock a new transformation. This game can also be played with up to 2 players. I am a bit concerned with the price of $29.99. I feel like that's a bit too high for a game like this, especially digitally only, but we'll have to wait and see if it's worth the money. You will be able to shoot hordes of demons as a variety of different transformations when Hellmut, the Badass from Hell releases on May 3rd. Next up, releasing on May 9th is a game called Ascendance. It will be releasing digitally only for $5.99. Ascendance is a relaxing first-person 3D platformer, and at $5.99 this is really the budget title of today's list. Ascendance features a minimalistic yet quite vibrant and striking art style that is actually quite stunning at times. Ascendance features smooth platforming and flying gameplay and hidden secrets across its 3 levels. There will be more levels and mechanics added in later updates. You'll be able to enjoy this relaxing first-person 3D platformer when it releases on May 9th. Next up, releasing on May 10th is a game I'm very excited for, and that is Saints Row the Third, the full package. It's going to be coming to us both digitally and physically for $39.99. Finally, we get a GTA-like game on the Nintendo Switch in the form of Saints Row the Third. I've never played a Saints Row game before, and it looks like an insane blast, so I'm actually pretty pumped up for this one. Explore the action-packed city with a huge variety of guns, vehicles, and character customization options. Enjoy the game co-op in online or local co-op. Now, I'm not sure if this is couch co-op or if it's just a local wireless co-op, but either way, you're in for a good time. If you know what kind of local co-op it is, let me know that in the comments down below. The game will include all previous DLC except for the Bloodsucker pack and the Unlockable pack, and they say this is because of balancing issues. You'll be able to enjoy this insane, over-the-top, action-packed game when it releases on May 10th. Also on May 10th, we have a game called Lovecraft's Untold Stories, which will be releasing digitally for $14.99. This is a roguelike game with randomly generated levels based on H.P. Lovecraft stories. Sign me up. In this intense action game, you will fight hundreds of monsters while improving your weapons and solving puzzles. There are 5 different characters to choose from, each with their own combat styles and skills. Throughout the game, you will find more weapons and items to use in your adventure. This game looks really cool to me, and I'm actually excited to try it out. And you will be fighting the great ones when Lovecraft's Untold Stories releases on May 10th. On May 14th, we're getting Sniper Elite V2 Remastered, which will be releasing digitally for $34.99 or physically for $39.99. I have never played a Sniper Elite game before, and I have to say this game really intrigues me. In Sniper Elite V2 Remastered, you will use stealth to pursue your target and find the perfect place to set up the shot, then patiently await the fatal moment. You will have to deal with gravity, wind, velocity, and other difficulties to make that perfect, precise shot. This version will feature all DLC as well. There are 7 multiplayer modes that can be played with up to 4 players locally or 8 players online, and there are also 4 2-player co-op modes. Sniper Elite V2 Remastered features optional motion aiming and Pro Controller support. You'll be able to line up that perfect shot when Sniper Elite V2 Remastered releases on May 14th. Next up on May 16th, we have Bubsy, Paws on Fire. I was unable to locate a price for this game, so if you know how much it's going to cost digitally on the Switch eShop, let me know that in the comments down below. Bubsy Paws on Fire is a brand new entry in the Bubsy series from the developers of the Bit Trip series, Accolade. In Bubsy Paws on Fire, you get to choose from 4 playable characters, each with their own unique mechanics as you traverse through over 100 levels through 3 different worlds, each with their own boss battle. Throughout the game, you will unlock costumes and cosmetics to deck out your characters with. Each character has their own unique dialogue throughout the game, and there are many collectibles to find to encourage replayability. Enjoy the new entry in the Bubsy series when it releases on May 16th. Next up on the list is a little bit of a sore spot for me. On May 20th, we're going to be getting the Resident Evil Remake, Resident Evil 0, and one of my favorite games of all time, Resident Evil 4. They're all 3 going to be releasing digitally for $29.99. Now you would be thinking to yourself, Capcom, do you like money? Because if you like money, you would release all 3 of these physically in their own box, or release them all 3 together in a collection in one box. However, Capcom, here's what they're doing. First of all, and I'm very angry about this, we're not getting a physical release of Resident Evil 4 on the Nintendo Switch, at least not yet, which is just crazy to me because apparently Capcom doesn't like money, because people would buy that game like crazy. Resident Evil 4 is widely considered to be the greatest Resident Evil game ever made, and a lot of people consider it one of the greatest video games ever made. It's definitely pretty high up on the list for me, and I'm very disappointed that we're not getting a physical release. However, because it's Resident Evil 4 and I want to play it on the Switch, I'm probably going to end up buying it anyways. Even though I shouldn't give Capcom my money and force them to release it physically, but you know, whatever. Now, here's another irritating thing. On May 21st, we're getting the Resident Evil Origins Collection, which is an actual box. It's a physical release, and it comes with Resident Evil Remake and Resident Evil 0. However, on the cartridge, Resident Evil 0 is on the cartridge. Resident Evil Remake is going to be on a little piece of paper with a download code in the box, and it's going to be $59.99, which is still the same price if you were to buy it digitally. Yay, Capcom! Let's move on to the next game. Next up on the list, coming to us from Ubisoft, is Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered, releasing on May 21st, coming to us both digitally and physically for $39.99. Honestly, not much to say here. It's Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered with all DLC, and it also includes Assassin's Creed Liberation Remastered. I personally never really got into the Assassin's Creed series, but a lot of people like it, so I'm sure a lot of people are excited for this release, and that's cool. The footage in the trailer looks a little choppy and a little blurry, but I've heard that it was just an issue with the trailer and that the actual game looks and runs better. But we'll have to wait and see when Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered releases on May 21st. Next up on May 26th is a game called Crystal Crisis. It's coming to us digitally for $29.99 or physically for $39.99. Finally, a new game from Nicalis. Nicalis has become one of my absolute favorite publishers on the Nintendo Switch. They have published a multitude of great games such as Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. And the great thing about Nicalis is when you buy a physical release from them, they always throw in a bunch of extra goodies in the first print of the game. So you'll get a manual, sometimes you'll get keychains, stickers. They throw in all kinds of cool stuff. Crystal Crisis is a fighting game starring many characters from Nicalis published games, but in this fighting game, it's not a traditional fighting game. You actually fight through a falling block puzzle game. Think Tetris, Dr. Mario, games like that. There are 20 playable characters, each with their own unique special attacks. There are a multitude of single and multiplayer modes to play, and much more. You will be able to enjoy this unique one-on-one puzzle fighting game when it releases on May 28th. Last 2 games on the list are horror games. And first we have Among the Sleep Enhanced Edition, coming to us on May 29th, digitally for $24.99 or physically for $29.99. Among the Sleep Enhanced Edition is a first-person horror game where you play as a 2-year-old toddler on the search for your missing mom. You are joined with a sentient talking teddy bear, and you head off on a creepy journey to try to figure out what happened to your mom. The Enhanced Edition features new dialogue, enhanced visuals, and performance. And this game actually looks pretty creepy. I'm kind of intrigued by this one, and I'll probably check it out. And you'll be able to experience this scary adventure when Among the Sleep Enhanced Edition releases on May 29th. Last but not least on the list We have Darkwood coming to us digitally for $14.99. Now, I was unable to find a release date, simply that it's coming out in May 2019. If you know a more specific release date, please let me know that in the comments down below. Darkwood is an intense and scary top-down action adventure that could take you up to 20 to 30 hours to complete. There are no quest markers or hand-holding here. You have to figure out this game on your own. By day, you get to explore the randomly generated woods for material to craft weapons with and discover plenty of secrets. At night, set up a shelter with barricades and traps to protect yourself from the horrors of the world. The game features skills and perks and decisions that impact the world, and plenty of strange characters to meet. Prepare for the creepy and atmospheric world of Darkwood when it releases in May on the Nintendo Switch. So there you have it, folks. 18 games coming to the Nintendo Switch in the month of May 2019 that I think deserve your attention. Now, the games that I'm looking forward to the most out of this list are the tabletop racing game, Venture Kid, Giga Wrecker Alt, Saints Row the Third, the full package, Resident Evil 4, Lovecraft's Untold Stories, Crystal Crisis, and Darkwood. Let me know in the comments down below which games in the month of May you're most excited for, and also let me know if there are any coming out that I missed. Now, the way that the Switch goes is, you know, when I do these videos, inevitably there are going to be surprise releases that come out in the month that I'm not able to catch for the video, and you know what, that's okay. That's pretty cool. I like that. I like surprises. And if you liked this video, please be sure and hit that like button and let me know in the comments down below what you thought about it. And if you have not subscribed already, please be sure and subscribe so that you can join the RetroWolf family and join us on the journey to 1,000 subscribers. Until next time, please keep playing games and having a good time and enjoying life, and I will see you all in the next video. Do you like money?